Hello everyone. What I have here is a quick and easy little kit. I have a Arduino Nano that I bought. It's a cool deal. I've been really wanting to mess with one of them. And what I have to put together is this little adapter board. This adapts the Nano onto a board with screw terminals for making connections real easy. Thought it'd be a neat little something to make. Anyways, have the Nano, have the headers for it, have the adapter board, the screw terminals, and the headers that the Nano goes into. Alright, got my soldering iron all heated up. Put a bit of solder onto it. There we go. Now, first of all, put the headers into place. Now, as you can see, these headers flop all around on the board, and you can try and hold them and fumble around to solder them into place. But what I found works really well is this here blue tack stuff. They use it for posters and stuff. It's a good sticky stuff. It goes on. It comes off nice and clean. You can find it anywhere where you can get posters. I like it to use it to stick things in place on the board and hold them exactly where I want them. Just like so. Kind of eyeball these, make sure they're good and square, and then I'll start soldering them. Now what I'll do is I'll solder on these headers. I'll solder a pin on one end, and then I'll check it, make sure everything's good and flat and square, and then I'll solder a pin on the other end, and then go down the line of soldering everything to finish it up. Put a solder there. Now when you solder something, usually I like to hold the soldering iron kind of evenly as much as I can to the pin, and then also to the pad around the hole. So I got that in soldered. Take a look at it to make sure it's nice and square. This stuff does a really good job for holding things in place. And then I'll solder the other end. There you go. Clean your tip off quite often also when you're doing stuff like that. Alright. Everything looks good. And I'm going to solder everything in between. Now when soldering things, your solder joints, you don't want them to move while cooling. And also, if you look at the solder, you don't want it to look like a ball on there. Really the best way to think about looking at a good solder joint is almost like a mountain. It's kind of that cone shaped. Also like to make sure, look at it, make sure the pad's thoroughly covered. It's one of the things that takes practice. Now the solder I am using is just your standard old solder you get anywhere. It's a rosin core. Whatever you do not want to use a acid core like they use in plumbing. It will eventually eat things up as time goes on. And I have my soldering iron. If you have an adjustable one, I'm running mine right now. I have it set at 500. Now, if I was doing a larger solder joints, I would turn it up, 6, 7. I've done some really large joints to where I went as much as 800 or higher, just to get all the heat I can into it and solder it as fast as possible. Alright, there we go. They're all soldered up. Let's look at the joints. They look really good. Now, take my tack stuff here and kind of peel it off. If it leaves a little on, just dab it off of there. Now, screw terminals. As you can see, I've put this one already together, but in this particular kit, they come in these screw terminals with 3. Now, if you look at them, they got these little notches, and they're almost like a small little dovetail, and you can slide them together like so. There we go, got them all. Now then, they fit. There we go. Dab that on top of there, just to hold them in place. And this stuff is also really nice. Kind of stick a board down to it, to your table, so it will not move. When it comes to soldering irons, when you start out, an absolute cheap one will work, but you get what you pay for. This one I have is made by Pace, and I got it off of eBay fairly cheap. Brand new, they're about $200, and being able to have the adjustability on it is absolutely excellent. I don't think I could ever have another soldering iron like that. That's not like that, I mean. I love having the 1 degree at a time adjustability on it. You ain't got to get in a hurry either, just take your time. Kits are fun. This is a very, very simple one. Really nothing to it. I see a lot of people also when they're soldering, they use these flux pins. I have never had one. No clue. Maybe someday I'll get one and see if how much more easily that makes it, being able to flux the joint before you solder it. If you have a solder joint you're not quite sure of if it's soldered good enough, you can always go back over it. Doesn't hurt a thing. Alright. The adapter board is done. Looks really good. Oops. Real happy with that. Alright. Now, on to the Arduino itself. Now, I really like that they give you a longer set of headers than what you need. Doing here is just figuring out how long I need it. Double check, measure twice, cut once, and all I have to do is snap them off. Perfect for that side. Now the other side. There we go, perfect. Now these go on the bottom, and they are some really small solder joints. So, take my sticky blue stuff, stick that header in place. There we go. Here's a spot square. Alright. I'm kind of pushing down also with my iron with this, just to make sure that everything is laying nice and flat. Ah, looks really good. Very happy with that. Matter of fact, I'm just going to leave it in there for now to finish soldering the rest of the pins. One other thing to look out for when when soldering things that are really close together is watch out for solder bridges. That's when you'll have a bit of solder bridging two solder joints that will cause a short or who knows what kinds of problems. That's just something to keep an eye out for. Always double check for that. Perfect. I love it. Now, do something with an Arduino Nano. Well, thanks for watching this video. I really appreciate all the subscribers and all the views I've been getting. The comments are great. I absolutely love every bit of it, and I am enjoying it now that I'm back into making these videos. So there'll be some more kit videos in the future, so keep tuned in and see what's coming. Alright, thanks for watching, and as always, get out there and go make it.